Hi, we are doing an evaluation of the top 3 pizza places in Stillwater. The businesses were hand selected by the peers of our group to be evaluated by the criteria that follows: the quality of crust, sauce, pepperoni, amount of grease, and price range of each business.
We scored the business on a 10-point scale from each of our 5 criteria, which then will be added up for an accumulated score of 50 points.
These locations were picked based on local spots or small chains in Oklahoma that are not common around the U.S., like Domino's or Papa John's, for example.
The businesses we chose were Simple Simons, Hideaway, and Louie's.
We're starting first with the criteria and then talk about the score that we did. So crust, we scored the crust based on how fresh it was, depending on the style of the crust, and like if it was thick or deep dish. Sauce, we're taking account of the different styles of sauce that there is and how each were preferred. Pepperoni, we will rank based on if the pepperoni is dried out, not cooked enough, or the amount of sausage that is sliced, different taste. And grease level, ranking off if it's a lot of grease or not.
The price ranking of high to low, the cost, like what we should pay for the quality of the pizza that we're getting. Now we will review the separate locations as individuals, then come to a group decision in ranking. And at the end, we will come to a conclusion for our overall favorite location and pizza.
Starting off with Simple Simons. My ranking was 25 out of 50. Landon, what was your ranking?
My ranking was 15 out of 50.
Cash.
Oh, my ranking was 20 out of 50.
And mine was an 18 out of 50, which comes out to be a 19.5 out of 50 score. Now, Kylie, why was yours a 25 out of 50?
I didn't think it was like the best, but it wasn't like worst pizza I've ever had in my life.
Valid. Landon?
The pizza was just really kind of greasy to me. The service took a really long time to get.
Yeah, Landon? Oh, or my
Cash.
bad, Cash.
It was like really greasy, and the crust wasn't the freshest crust we had. And the price wasn't just like insanely good.
You know, backing off of what Landon's saying, it took forever to get out. It was really greasy, and I don't know, it just didn't really hit that right. The next one that we went to was Hideaways. My ranking was a 40.5 out of 50. Landon?
My ranking was a 35 out of 50.
My ranking was a 35 out of 50.
My ranking was a 40 out of 50.
And that comes out for the score to be a 37.63 out of 50. Now, Cash.
So the reason I had 35 out of 50, by far quite a bit better than Simple Simons, but honestly, like it was still really, really greasy, and the pepperonis were, they were just really thin and didn't stay on the pizza that well.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good. The pepperoni was like kind of burnt and it was pretty greasy, like not in a good way. There wasn't really like a lot for like what we got compared to anywhere else, I thought, so.
Landon?
Pizza was definitely a little greasy, and it did take a little bit to get, but it was definitely pretty greasy.
I gave it a 40.5 out of 50. It was pretty good. No, it was really greasy. Took a little bit to get out, and the crust was also pretty doughy. It held up, but it wasn't that good to bite into. Like there wasn't really
It kind of
a
like
crunch.
fell.
Yeah, it fell a little bit, and and the pepperonis were like really, really thin.
Also, the price on that is kind of what saved it almost, so because it was really, really cheap.
It was a very cheap pizza. You got a bang for your buck.
Next is Louie's, so my ranking was 50 out of 50.
Landon?
I had a 48 out of 50.
I had a 45 out of 50.
And I gave it a 43. Now, Landon, what was yours?
The only reason it did not get a 50 out of 50 is because I did not win bingo.
It was a 45 out of 50. I mean, like the size of pizza we got was really good. The price honestly kind of matched the quality of the pizza. Like it wasn't real greasy. The cheese was good. The pepperoni was good, and the crust was probably the best by far.
Yep, I'll have to agree. You got a pretty good sized pizza for what you're paying for, and overall it was a good time. The service was good, and the crust was definitely the best considering it had more flavor, like
Yep.
garlic and like buttery. So the overall score was 46.5 out of 50 for us. Now we're just gonna discuss on all the pizza restaurants and come to a final conclusion of what we think is best. Cash,
By far, Louis, right?
Louis.
I
Okay.
agree.
Louis.
Yeah, I think Louis takes it out the water for all of us, and that's what we're gonna rate this criteria based off and what we think won. Thank you.